approved nonprofit organization devoted to helping community-based organizations and businesses partner together for the mutual benefit of everyone involved. Here's an interesting question. Which frequency would you say best fits you? What we mean by that is, which of the 4 frequencies would tend to attract you to a Coffee Connections mastermind group? Is it the level 1 frequency where we need a little hope, encouragement, or maybe just need a hug? Or maybe we feel we just don't know what to do. Or maybe we need more knowledge or instruction, which would be a level 2 frequency. The level 3 frequency is someone who knows what they need to do but just isn't doing it for some reason. Maybe we need strong accountability or a push because we know we're better than this. If we want to double our income or cut the hours we're working, or maybe we just know we have so much pent-up potential that we want to take ourselves and our businesses to the next dimension, that would probably be a level 4 frequency. Whatever frequency you want or maybe one you need, Coffee Connections will assist you to get the right frequency at the right time with the most amazing group of people. Don't be surprised if you connect so well with some of the other members that you form profitable partnerships and lifelong business and community relationships. Coffee Connections was inspired by Tom Kuntz and Mark Boersma's book, Community Business Partnerships. Mark Boersma is an international speaker and author with a vision to impact the world. Tom Kuntz is that most recent past president of Century 21, the largest real estate franchise company in the world. Tom also helped raise over $100 million for Easter Seals. Tom and Mark have a passion and a rich history of bringing community and businesses together for the mutual benefit of everyone. Coffee Connections can be as small as 2 individuals or could be thousands of individuals meeting virtually from around the world. As a business owner/leader, are you looking to increase your reach and impact in the community while reducing the time and stress you have in your life? Have you ever wondered how you could set up profitable partnerships with community-based organizations and other business owners and leaders to be more productive in generating more and better leads, converting more prospects into clients, converting prospects faster, and generate more referrals from past and current clients and larger networks? Community-based organizations like the Chamber of Commerce, schools, colleges, Rotary, Lions Club, churches, any religious gathering, community sports events, government, all attract people and all desire to bring value to the community. Sounds like business and community-based organizations could do some amazing things together. The challenge often is that community-based organizations do not know how to bring value to businesses, and businesses aren't sure how to invest time and resources into masterminding with other businesses and community-based organizations, all while generating sales and keeping the lights on, people employed, and growing our companies to provide more jobs and economic activities for the communities in which we live. Tom and Mark were interviewed by NBC TV on their book, Community Business Partnerships, and it became clear how both could help one another for the mutual benefit of everyone. The magic behind Coffee Connections is what's called BOS, a business operating system. Both as a business and as a community-based organization, we need to have a BOS. It's the engine that runs our company and organization. We earn the money we earn, we work the hours we work, we have the stress and life balance we do or do not have due to the engine, our BOS, our business operating system. Ask the individual who passed this video along to you for what is called the Fourfold and the Community Empowerment Team, or CET, white paper. These 2 simple and easy-to-use resources will help us to connect with key influencers in the community and will help to attract people to us. We're guessing that you're already seeing how different Coffee Connections is from anything else you've ever participated in. What's your next step? Great question. Connect with the person who passed this short video along to you and schedule a time to meet with them for coffee with 1 or 2 others, or if there's already a Coffee Connection formed, then join that group. It's simple, it's fast, and it's easy. For additional information on Coffee Connections, go to www.mycoffeeconnection.org. That's www.mycoffeeconnection.org, or you can call toll-free 888-230-2300. That's 888-230-2300, or the U.S.-based number is 630-393-9909. That's 630-393-9909. Here is what others have found. A system to meet a lot of amazing people. Ed Noel, mortgage professional, owner, leadership, and team building coach. It's changed the way I do business. Ginger Ann Collins, owner EVA, executive virtual assistant, and executive coach. I have never experienced anything like this. I wish I would have found this 25 years ago. Alan Stein, owner, Tanglewood Conservatories. So easy and simple. Everything really is done for you. Ann Wayman, dream giver, ghostwriter. Helped us turn an unprofitable business into a very profitable business. Steve and Avalinda Casey, owner, real estate investing, speaker, and author. It's opened business opportunities around the world. Kevin King, health insurance broker. Amazing people, amazing systems, best business building activity I've done. John Sparrow, owner, Web Technology. We look forward to you visiting us.
Welcome to the Chicago area chapter for the Coffee Connection. So many things are racing through my head in preparation for today. I think my question to you is, have you put in as much mental energy into preparation for what you want to accomplish today as I have? If you haven't, you probably won't get as much out of today as what I get. And that's my heart, my desire is to help you get the most out of today. But to do that, you have to put a lot in. If you don't put a lot in, you won't get a lot out. So I've got a list of 20 things that I want to go over today. I mean, it's like all of this, it's like all... but then I have to top grade it. So I have to come up, because I'm not going to be able to get through the 20, I'm only going to be able to get through maybe 3 things. So what are the 3 most important things? Are you going to run the full today or not? Did you run the full already? Okay, so we're live going, everything's there, okay. So the first thing in preparation, and this is why, like, I'm glad you guys are all seated, because sometimes people just are in total awe and amazement of me. No, it's true. It's true. I know. Don't laugh, but it's true. People are in total awe and amazement of me, of the wisdom and the insight and the profoundness that I come up with. It's like, how is he so smart? That's just amazing. No, it's true. You're new, so you might not have noticed that. It's another way to seduce people, is to tell people what they're thinking. So if you think, yeah, I'm not that amazing, then tell people you're amazing, and it's amazing. People will be like, well, he must be amazing. Only amazing people tell people they're amazing, and so you do that. So it's true. Like, it's totally true. So what do you think?
Is that because you want to project to them, you want them to think the same thing, so you project that out?
Partly true, but partly it catches people off guard. Like the 3 years I was the level 3 frequency, the expressive, total narcissism. So you wouldn't think people like people were narcissistic, right?
Oh yeah.
They do. They like narcissistic people. I mean, they don't want to be in relationship with them. Okay, because narcissistic people are not fun to be in relationships. Like, you don't want to be married to them, and you don't want to have a significant other. You don't want to be too close to them. But people like narcissistic people, and so when you go ahead and say I'm amazing, people are like, and then it builds up this tremendous, like, is he, isn't he, maybe he is, maybe he's not. So they're looking, they're very attentive to what you're doing. And then what you do is then you go ahead and say something like so simple, so basic, like, I know what 1 + 1 is. And by and large, nobody's paying attention because nobody's really, like, it's not that hard to be amazing. You just have to do a little work. And so expressives don't mind putting themselves out there. It's true. Expressives don't mind putting themselves out there and kind of making fools of themselves. And what you realize when you're an expressive, it's okay. Like, people actually, and then you start seeing how far you can push the limit. Like, how far can I go?
Do you do that, Ed?
Never.
Oh, brother. So, to get the most out of today, again, brilliant wisdom. Oh, here's something. I hadn't thought of this. This is 21, but I'm pushing it to the top. What's the difference between talent and wisdom, or talent and genius? In the 1700s, I got to get this down. There's
A lot of genius people can't get stuff done, but people with talent can get stuff done, and they don't necessarily have to be as smart. No, some of the stupidest people I've ever worked with were really smart.
There's a lot of untapped talent out there because they don't apply it. They don't follow.
That's different though.
See, what Ad's referring to is he's thinking smart is equal to genius, but that's not. Smart is one level, genius is another level.
But a lot of the genius people can't get anything done.
You mean like Einstein or like Thomas Edison?
I wonder how genius they were, or if they were just persistent.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's genius. So the difference is talented people are like somebody who can, like a marksman who can hit a target that nobody else can hit. Genius is somebody who can hit a target nobody else can see. So somebody said that in the I think it was in the 1700s, which is really profound. That was in the Wall Street Journal this weekend. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take that. That's another way to seduce people. you take things from other smart people, and then you repeat it. And do you tell people that you're repeating it from somebody else?
Yeah, because it makes you smarter.
Yeah, because then it's not only are you smart, but you're trustworthy because you're not stealing something from somebody else. So you absolutely give as many other people credit as you possibly can, because then people think you're humble and you're trustworthy. So here's something very profound. I mean, you guys are just going to walk away from this and say, how does he know? Like, how does he know these amazing things? Does he study? Does he sleep at all at night? Like, does he?
I test he does.
Oh, you do? I get emails 3 o'clock in the morning.
So another way to seduce people is you build up. You don't just, so a lot of people who are insecure have some type of a thought, some type of wisdom, some type of knowledge. And what they do is they just kind of throw it out, and it has no value because they've just thrown it out. And so if you know something really simple that the group is missing, do the exact same thing that I do, and everybody will be connected to you. it'll have the same response. But you got to be expressive.
So you talk about how brilliant you are.
First, brilliant, right? Because then people are thrown off and they're like, even new. Like this is the first time we've met. Like within the first few minutes, like so you're like you smiled about the mom, you connected, and then you asked about the seduction. You said, "Well, can I have that list?" So I'm like, "Oh, she'll be fine with me being a little crazy, because she's a little crazy too." But she likes that. She's like her. She's like my mom. She's like she's smart. And so you're mapping out the whole situation. You're connecting at a very deep level because you're very attentive to people and where they're at and what's going on. And so people often don't realize how brilliant they really are. They don't realize how fast you can connect with somebody and how deep you can do it just like in an instant. And so and then you take risks. So the expressive doesn't mind taking social risk because they can always bail themselves out. And so you you go and lift yourself up and you say, I'm a genius, I'm amazing, and everything like that. And everybody's like, who is this guy? He can't say that. No, I can't. I'm going to express it. I can do anything I want. Like, you can't control my energy. It's too great for you. It's too great for this whole group. I mean, that's what's going on inside your head. And then you use the body language because the body language will draw people in. And then it jams their senses so they can't get a read. So, Andy, hope you're listening, buddy. I hope you're listening. I hope you're paying attention. Well, not listening, not watching. You should not be watching. Although if you're not watching, you don't really get the full.
He's driving.
You don't get the full impact because it's not just the words; it's the whole physiology. So.
Are you going to get to the point?
Right? See, it's like what's he gonna say? What's he gonna say? Like, what's he gonna say? It's got to be something significant, and it is. It's huge. But when I say it, everybody's gonna be like,
"Oh, brother."
Oh, brother. That's exactly. That's exactly. Like Jacqueline, she went ahead and she used to be an executive assistant, one of my 4 executive assistants, and she said that her dad told her that taught her the secret to her husband's heart is to make him laugh. So you know you got the whole group when the whole group's laughing. They might even think they're laughing, at you, but really they're not. They're laughing with you, even though they think they're not. Like I've learned that with my 4 daughters. Anyways, see again, it's just like they can't contain themselves. They cannot. They're trying to, but they can't. So if you want to get the most out of today, which I'm assuming like everybody would. Like, why would you attend something and not want your life changed forever? Like, every single time, like all the time. So what's maybe one of the first things you might want to know, you might want to consider, you might want to think about?
While we're here.
Okay. That's broad, big picture. So, Matt, another way to seduce people is you don't have to know everything. Like with 4 daughters, I've learned the art of seduction. And a granddaughter now, like she's seducing me all the time. I mean, like, and everybody else is in the game too. Like everybody else is. It's intriguing. It's weird. Like everybody's saying how much she loves Grandpa more than anybody else. So they're all in the game. Like she's 3 months old, and she's seduced everybody around her, except her grandfather. Like I know her game. Like I get it. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure I'm the favorite. I'm pretty sure I'm not. But she has everybody thinking that I am. Like, why is that? Anyway, so what is it that we should be thinking about if we want to get the most out of today? we need to be intentional. And so we should all know one thing that I would be shocked if any of us know, other than me. Because again, we all determined at the beginning I'm genius. So I'm genius, but everybody else, isn't. But they could be if they paid attention. But they don't. People don't pay attention. And I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand their own stuff. And so you're drawing that out like a wound, and you're drawing it out. And then you're saying everybody's. So they're like, is he arrogant? He seems arrogant. But then he's saying everybody's genius. Like he's arrogant, but he's humble. So it jams. And so people are drawn to that because very few people know how to do that. Very few people know how to go ahead and lift themselves way up. And then just, you know what? I'm just like everybody else. Like nobody knows how to do that. So people will do one or the other, but they don't know how to do both. And if you learn how to do both, you'll attract people to you. Because they're like, okay, I've never met anybody like that. So my goal is when I meet somebody within seconds, I want them to think, I've never met anybody like this guy, ever in my life. Like never. I mean, this guy, and I'm okay with them thinking he's slightly insane, or maybe more than slightly. All right, so let's test and see if anybody's really paying attention. All right? We should have talked beforehand, because then I could have given you the answer, and then you could have said, oh, here's the answer. And then people would have been like, oh my gracious, she's brand new. How does she know this? Well, she's genius too. But we didn't. Next time I'm going to think that through. Okay, so what is the one thing? What is our topic for this month? Another way to seduce people is to go ahead and know what's going to happen prior to it happening, telling everybody it's going to happen. Like, what was it? Was it Babe Ruth that went ahead and said, pointed out? Yeah, he pointed out, I'm taking that ball, and it's going over that. And it's like, you are so arrogant. And then, whack.
But you know what you don't hear about him?
A lot.
He was the #1 strikeout.
Right. Yep. So, what's our topic? Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, anybody that hits a lot of home runs almost always is going to have high strikeout rate. Yeah, it connects actually back into the frequency, the personality. Yeah. So we're working on a deal now in Singapore with a mobile app for sports.
Okay, you mean this John? Okay. I assume that's big.
Has the potential, yeah.
Big potential.
So, nobody knows our topic?
Convert more prospects to clients.
You guys ever found that teachers, like what's one thing that a teacher hates more than anything else?
Cheat.
What's that?
Distractions.
No, people who
Lack of
cheat.
focus. I'm just trying to think of all the reports I get from my sons.
Right. No, she's right. They hate people that cheat. Like cheat. Like a cheater. Like cheaters are terrible, terrible, terrible people. I'm sorry, what did you say the topic was?
Convert more prospects to clients.
Convert more prospects to clients.
The only reason I knew that is I saw prospects on the email, but I'm also speaking about the one before it next week. So I just couldn't remember the whole sentence. I was just looking to see the whole sentence. I said prospects. I knew it had something to do with prospects.
But she came prepared. It's like teachers always tell me in high school, you won't have a calculator everywhere you go. We showed we developed a calculator everywhere.
So Jonathan, you're right. But if we were better listeners,
That was genius.
well, that might be stretching. Okay, that might be stretching. But have you ever read Clear Communication? See, you got to read Clear Communication white papers, learning to communicate. See, you and Jonathan are not that good of listeners.
You're probably right.
Yeah, you guys aren't that good of listeners. Or what you're trying to do is to protect somebody else who's cheating in class too. And so you're like, well, you know what? We're going to protect her cheating so we can cheat too. And so, because in communication,
I admired her cheating.
She tried to get me to cheat.
You saying she cheated?
No, you're the one that said she cheated.
No,
I'm just
actually,
using your word.
actually, I didn't.
Oh, she did.
Right, I just went ahead and said, what do teachers hate?
He applied it.
And
He
she
implied it.
connected it. Like, I didn't say she cheated. I just said, what do teachers hate? She connected it.
I was
Jonathan.
resourceful, not cheating.
And so-
Exactly.
Resourceful.
So this is, so Jonathan, like
This isn't an open test.
he is a rule bender. Like, he knows how to bend the rules. And so, yeah, teachers did not like him. My mom, so when he moved out at 17, he moved into, my parents had a one-bedroom apartment, and he moved into that. And he and one of his friends used to hang out and stuff. And my mom had a fierce work ethic. She, and not only for her, but for everybody around her. And so she went ahead and said once to Jonathan, and I think his friend was there, she said, you know what, you should be out working, you shouldn't be, because he was a few years older, you shouldn't be staying at your parents, you should be out working, you should be productive. She just said that right to him. And Jonathan's like, now I understand why your dad is the way he is. And so she went ahead and said to Jonathan, so he's 17 at the time, and she says, you know, Jonathan, the Bible says, and then she's quoted something about, about if you don't work, you don't eat. And he said, well, Grandma, that's true, but the Bible also says that you're not supposed to worry about tomorrow. And she just shook her head, and she's like, yep, that's Mark's son right there. And so
Getting back
that-
to the point.
the time, right? Like nobody saw what really happened.
I seduced the group.
Totally. You took the group totally in a different direction. Then you got everybody joining on your side. And so everybody started to defend you. So everybody's starting to go ahead and come around you. And you're like, I'm just alone.
Honey, we could be a comedy show.
All by myself.
You're on an island.
We
Deserted.
could be.
All right.
All right. So the topic for today is how do you convert more of your prospects into clients? Oh, so for men, if you want to seduce the women in your life, like my 4 daughters, I'm very attentive to little things about them. I don't have to know everything, but just little things. And so that's not only for my daughters, but it's for everyone. And so Matt might think that I read every one of his ups and outs. So he had an up and out yesterday that was, interesting.
What is an up and out?
It's after you read a white paper or watch a video, you say, you email to a bunch of people, what did I learn? What action will I take from what I learned, and what do I need to learn next? So what you're doing is you're putting a learning process into discipline. So you're not just reading something to read something, there's something significant. And so when you get people like Matt and people like Alan Stein managing up and out, if you pay attention closely, you will learn massive amount from them. It's like anybody who has an advanced degree, anything master's or above, I'll always ask them, what's the number one thing that you learned from your advanced degree? Because what I'm doing is I'm pulling out. So they spent tens of thousands of dollars, maybe $100,000, and they spend 2, 4, 6, 8 years learning, accumulating this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the most significant thing and I can go back 10, 20 years and remember what somebody said. So as soon as that person says what their most significant thing that they learned is, then I lock that in, because now I've just got a master's degree or a doctorate in whatever they happen. I've learned the most important thing. So in the future, you guys will all want to know the topic that we have, that we're covering, and then you want to give it some thought. I mean, I probably spent, 3 minutes. I mean, on the way here, little bit this morning, little bit in my sleep last night. So I go to bed and saying, okay, what do I have going the next morning? I have this going the next morning. What's the topic? Okay, and then I fall asleep. So then I don't have any distractions. So in my sleep, I actually connect different things together. Wake up in the morning, and I've got the next day really prepared. Make sense?
Is that a real scientific thing?
It actually is.
Triggered you to start doing that?
It is, because partly Einstein and the way his brain functioned, and so modeling his brain, saying this is how he thinks. And then another is the brain never sleeps. So based on medical science, the brain never sleeps. So if it's not sleeping, what's it doing? It's functioning. And so it doesn't have any distractions. Like right now, my brain has to process each one of you. My brain has to process subconsciously that bus, that yellow bus that just drove by. So it's processing all of this. It's processing all of this stuff that I don't even know it's processed, but it's taking time. But when I'm sleeping, it has no, 99% of what my brain is processing, it doesn't have to process. So my most effective time, like when I say that to most people, that my most effective time for thinking is when I'm asleep. Most people don't get it. But Tom Kuntz, when I said my most effective time is when I sleep, he said, I get it. He got it. He understood what it is. And so the key is right before you fall asleep, what's on your mind? What are you thinking about? And your brain will process that. And in the morning, you'll have something new that's just mind-numbing. It's like,
So that could be the same thing if you think of something negative before you go to bed. Now you're going to toss a turn all night because.
right. So I always sleep good, always have. Why? Because if I'm really frustrated, hurt, angry, upset, whatever, it's okay, because now I get to sleep and I'll figure it out in the morning. I'll be able to sort through it, and I'll have an answer in the morning. So you can take all the negative stuff and just put it aside and say, I'm going to figure this out in my sleep. So you don't have to. It's not negative. You turn the negative, into positive. So in the future, think about why is converting more prospects into clients, why is that so important?
Make a sale, make the money.
Right. Why is that so important?
Because you don't change the prospect to, now you cannot make money. You cannot make things happen.
You can still make money. You just have to work a lot harder. So Tom Kuntz, the most recent past president of Century 21, largest real estate franchise in the world. He and I co-authored the book, Community Business Partnerships. He raised over $100 million for Easter seals. So this guy, he's a genius. He's just an absolute genius. And so he said, the thing I like most about money is it buys back my time. And so I have an extra 20 hours of free time a week, and I take 1 week off a month. It's not enough. I need more than 20 hours of free time a week. And I need more than 1 week off a month. I've got to get it to 2 weeks off a month, and I've got to get it to 30 hours of free time. So the most important reason, really, and why do you want more time? To achieve your life vision. Oh, I just had a thought. So Lisa, like I just, like she's 21. She struggles with follow through. When's she gonna get it? Well, if she's as smart as Matt, she'll get it when she's 39. Right? But most people are not as smart as Matt. Most people are far, far less smart than Matt.
I would say she's smarter than me because she started seeking it sooner than I did.
You have a better memory of remembering what you were at 21. I'm not sure. Although, you got hit really hard. So, that might have derailed. I don't know. And so, but there's a lot of people at 21 that realize they don't do so well in follow through. I would say most 21-year-olds realize that. So she's got an awareness of it.
You can't be told when like 8 or 9 people told them something too. Sometimes they don't even get it.
Sometimes they get it, they just don't.
Most of the
They
time.
don't have the discipline to do anything about it right away. However, they've heard it.
Well,
And
that's
they'll come
not.
back sooner because they've heard it.
Well, it's not
I
that
know.
they don't have enough. They don't see the future.
That's part of it. That's part of where the lack of discipline comes from.
Right.
Because they don't see the future. They don't know how much they're hurting themselves by just taking that
Right.
action.
Right. So when
They think it's
I'm
always there.
right. So when I'm 23, 24, we're married, just graduating from college. Rosanna's pregnant with our first one. I have 6 job offers. I hate sales because I don't like salespeople. Definitely not going into sales. So what do? Go into sales. And what 23-year-old does something that they hate doing, that they don't have to do?
Hard work.
Right? Not many. Not many. Matter of fact, I didn't like school. I didn't like school. Didn't like college, and so, like, why did I go to college? So, 18 years old, my parents go ahead and say, you're going to go to 1 year of Bible college. Excuse me? What do?
Do what your parents told you to do.
I do what my parents told me to do. Why? It's honor. So I can understand the Asian culture and the Asian culture. So I'm talking to Dwight from China last night, and it's like, don't listen to your parents. He's over in China. It's like, you know better about your life than your parents? Really? Well, that's interesting, Dwight. Maybe you're not so smart. I don't know. We had this huge, discussion. So I listened to my parents. But then I had intention. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Bible college because that's what my parents say. I really have no interest in doing that. And then I had to pay. Like, they didn't pay for it. Like my parents talk about seduction. And all 6 of us kids did that, except my youngest brother. Not my youngest, but my younger brother who's in the military. Like he was 17, and he graduated a year early from high school, and he wanted to go into the Marines. He's like, I'm going in the Marines, and they're like, no, you're going to a year of Bible college. It's like, I'm not doing that. They're like, okay, I'm not signing off. But you go in early. So they had to sign off to go in early. They wouldn't do it. So they negotiated. They compromised. And my brother, he thinks I'm the salesperson. Oh, so he got 6. So they said, okay, if you go for a half a year of Bible college, then we'll sign off.
Did he go for half a year
He
Bible
did.
college?
Yeah.
I was just waiting until I was 18.
So then I went
That's when we were
ahead.
first
So then what
getting
I
to know each
did
other.
is I said, okay, I'm going to Bible college. What's my number 1 goal? Number 1 goal, I'm going to Bible college.
Meet a woman.
Get a wife. Number 1 goal. So
You got one.
I did. So how do you get a wife?
Seduce them.
Right. Seduce them. And do you want to seduce one? No. No.
No,
You
he
seduce
had
the
a
whole
very
bunch.
nice car.
Right. So how do
Yeah.
you seduce women in college? You have a nice car. So I had bought a nice car. My father-in-law said 3 years ago when we were at Thanksgiving, we were talking about something. And he said, "Yeah, I bet you, that really nice 1977 Pontiac Firebird, the powder blue T-top spoiler. I mean, just beautiful car." He said, "I bet you now wish that you didn't buy that." And I'm like, "No, it accomplished my goal." So I had all these women, and then I could go ahead, all these women that were around. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
So, and then which one am I going to choose? So I had a very specific, had a list and say, these are the things that I'm looking for in a wife. And boom, this is everything. So it's very intentional. I mean, that's 19 years old.
He was a strange bird from the beginning.
I believe that.
His son took after him too. I moved down south just to meet a southern girl. So, and as soon as I met one, we moved back out of south the day after we got married. I got her and I ran. Her dad was like, "You stupid Yankees."
This is all recorded. I'm sure nobody's doing. So, newsflash, okay? Like, why is everybody laughing about I'm the stranger?
That's unusual for a 19-year-old to have that type of a thought process.
See?
At 19, I was thinking about traveling and having freedom. I wasn't thinking about getting married or settling down.
And that is free. But people don't realize it. Because then I don't have all the distractions. So I get that particular thing. So Yen, who's one of the programmers over in India, he's in his early 20s and years ago. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting married." And I'm like, "Wow, that's really cool." And he's like, and I'm like, I didn't know you were dating. He says, "Oh, I'm not. It's an arranged marriage." And I'm like, "That is so cool. Like, can we talk about that?" He's like, "Sure." I said, "Like, how does that all work? Like, do you have to be?" He's like, "No, I don't." He said, "Half of the family, has arranged marriage and half of them don't." And I'm like, "Okay, so you don't have to have an arranged marriage." He's like, "No." And I said, "Okay, so how does it work?" He said, "Well, my parents went ahead and, selected a wife, a potential bride. She and I sat down for 2 to 3 hours, and we were like, okay." And then they got married. See, in India, they understand something that Malcolm Gladwell understood in Blink. So Blink is, if you haven't read Malcolm Gladwell's books, read his books. Because he thinks in a very different way. Very different.
That's not going to get any more sleep.
So the reason
Late
that you
night.
all, see, I'm not the abnormal. I'm normal. It's everybody else who's abnormal.
Oh, I was thinking maybe I was the abnormal one, so very deep.
Wait, is this remove brilliant and put in not abnormal? Everyone else is abnormal.
Everyone
And
else
that
is.
should bring everybody to you at normal.
That's exactly. And then, see, if everybody was like me, then I'd be normal, right? See, I think everyone was conceived in a similar manner. Everyone was a baby. Everyone went ahead. Everyone. So.
Can I break down what you just did real quick? You said, "I'm abnormal. Everyone else is normal. Everyone else is abnormal, just like me, but I'm normal. And so I'm just waiting for you to bring the group back to normal, so you can flip it back to abnormal."
That's what. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. They're like, "You're strange, Mark. You're that."
Very nice.
It's kind of it's brighter. It's brighter.
Nice.
Which doesn't happen.
So I believe everyone has things that happened when they're in their childhood that put them one way or another. And I don't know why people went ahead and went another way. And so it's fine. It is whatever it is. There's a way to bring them back on course. What is your life vision? What were you put on this planet for? I believe every one of the 7.4 plus billion people is a very specific, very unique life vision that nobody else on the planet has. They're very, very special. And so it's helping people find that, helping people discover that. And when you do, I mean, there's just amazing things that happen. So, what do you want? And that's actually not true. I mean, it is, but it's not.
Either cost you severely in the next week. Pick up. And I do severely. 6 years away.
Right. Right. So,
They have to get up and go.
And I get to get up for the weekend. Yeah.
somebody went ahead and said, like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have
And then the other problem I got now, she was, it's just like, you just have a standing out.
Yeah. So that, would you rather have a mediocre employee or a really bad employee? That's the best answer. You want a terrible employee. Because a terrible employee will get rid of the mediocre one, they'll stay forever. So, you're right. But, see, we could have seen all this, we could have anticipated all of this.
Because I just a month ago.
Now, a few years ago, we should have had a system in place for this stuff, and so now we're paying the price, so now we're scrambling.
But then, you know,
How do you interview on it? You do all the interviews. So there's a mash, so there's a, so we have to bring on the right people, not only employees, but partners as well. So a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So this individual that had interviewed last night, I've never met her. Is it her?
Yeah.
Never met her, don't know anything. I mean, all I know is 8 numbers. She's a 4132 and a 1342 for a total of a 5474. So one of her greatest strengths is her drive or assertiveness. She makes things happen. One of her weaknesses, drive, assertiveness, makes things happen. One of her greatest strengths is going to be her concern, compassion for people. One of her weaknesses is her concern, compassion for people. She's an inner outer quadrant personality with a fair amount of analytic as well. And so she's a chameleon. So when she's hot, she's really hot. When she's not, she's really not. I know more about her based on this information than she knows about herself. So that's really critical in hiring. So I not only I can hire the right person, but if I hire them in the wrong way, that's not going to go well, or I can hire the wrong person, but if I hire them in the right way, it'll go well. So your system can trump even weak people. So if you have an employee that's a 7 on quality, you only need a system of a 3 to see success. 7 and 10. 7 and 3 is a 10. If you have an employee that's a 2, you have to have a system that's an 8. And there's a whole lot more 2s out there than there are 7s. So you got to get a better system. And if you get a better system, and if you can go ahead and get a system that's a 7, 8, or 9, often 1s, 2s, and 3s, they're going to be really loyal because there's not a lot of companies out there. And so they'll be really loyal. And so you'll pay a price in the short term, but you'll gain a tremendous benefit in the long term, but it's got to be done properly. Okay, so this is the success circle of 12. What I did is I hijacked, the structure. So I took that structure that we normally have and overrode it. I did an audible and said, okay, I'm the quarterback. And the coach, said this is the game plan, but based on what I saw, it was different. So Jake is a friend of Matt, and he's UX, which is user experience. So he studies multiple things. So he's not just narrow in one thing. So it's Norman, right?
Yes.
So anybody know anything about Norman? Anybody see anything?
He's quiet.
He's quiet. Yeah. Just right, like Amy was talking about me. Norman and Mark are the same. Norman's quiet, Mark's quiet. I see that correlation. Anybody see anything else? So Norman is as Amy says. And so typically people that are quiet in groups are often driver personalities. They're not expressive. Expressive just come into a group and just create excitement and a whole bunch of things. But drivers, because they're socially, like I'm socially awkward, autistic. I don't like being the center of attention.
Really?
Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So like, Amy is a double expressive.
But I'm Chinese, so that's kind of hard.
Well, yeah, but how long were you in China?
22.
You have 22 years of repressed expression, and now
Now it's all coming out.
Now it's all coming up. So you're more expressive than if you were raised in America, because for 22 years it was subdued. So you're even more so.
Chinese don't like expressive people?
Women who are expressive in the Chinese culture, it's harder. In the Asian culture, the whole Asian culture, women who are, like my mom, she was a driver personality. And her culture was Baptist, very conservative Baptist. So it's like the Asian culture. And so women don't lead, women don't drive things forward. That's not what women are supposed to do. So she was repressed her whole life. So she had all of this fire inside of her, that man, and I just loved it. It was unbelievable. And so if you have a personality that's repressed for years, when it does, it's going to come out. And when it does, it's a beautiful thing. It's unbelievable. So, anyways, getting back. So like Amy doesn't think I like it. She thinks you think I like to be the center of attention.
You are, you just did, right?
Right, but we learned, if we're paying attention, which often expressives don't do, that when I was a child, I did a lot of things that are not normal for children or teenagers or young men to do. So I would much rather have somebody else. I would rather just sit back and watch. I don't want to lead. I don't want to do everything I do. You know how hard it is for a driver, analytic driver to be expressive?
Hard.
Gracious. And they have like an out-of-body experience. Like, who is that lunatic? Like, who is possessed that person? So yeah, it's very hard. The challenge is so there's tremendous discipline. It's like it has really nothing to do with what I want. It has everything to do with my life vision, why God's put me on this planet, everything. So I'm not my own. This is what I'm supposed to do. And so to do these things, I need to do these things. It's simple. So I get enjoyment and pleasure out of the future, not out of the present. So the structure in a group and a coffee, so the goal is each one of you would have your own coffee connection. And there's structure that will support you in doing that. So you can follow structure. If you're the founder of a group, you can interrupt it. You can do anything you want to do. Because it's your group. So you have structure, but then you can interrupt it. When should you interrupt it? So having discipline, but then freedom as well to go through. So with new groups, you tend to go ahead and do this kind of stuff because it draws people in. They're like, this is really interesting. So when somebody meets you, you want them, if you want to be successful in business, you want them to say, I've never met anybody like that before. And then as a group, we want as a group to go ahead and have people who join us say, I've never been part of a group. Like that group is because then they'll be connected in what you're doing. And so now you have your energy combined together. Matt, what would you like to accomplish today?
I would like to learn how to do what you just did for this whole last hour.
You know how to do that? What you do is you just go ahead. So my international speaking coach, Linda Brakall, so I recognized, like for my senior year in marketing, I had 4 presentations. Thank you. 4 group. See, if you're listening to this rebroadcast of this, they pass this along to somebody else. Because if you hang around really smart people, people will think you're smart. They will. If you hang around really strange people, people will think you're strange. And that people want to be around smart and strange people because, I don't know, it's just fun. They just do. And so pass this along to somebody else because this was a fun and a strange meeting. And so start your own coffee connection. The answer to Matt's question is, how do you do what's been just done? You should just do it. You just start your own coffee connection. Just get one other person, get together, and then you just practice. So ideally, if it's on Tuesday, you try to do something on Wednesday. So it's fresh in your mind and say, okay, I'm going to try to do, what was done yesterday. And you start your own group. That's what you do. All right, so Jonathan's going to close things out. Again, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Obviously, we keep talking after you have to depart, so we miss you. We wish you were here. But thanks for being here for what you're able to. And God bless. Have a great day.